Hey guys, it's Reprops, and today I'm going to show you how to make Jaro Tapals and or Kal Kestis' lightsaber. Now some of y'all might be saying, hey, you've made this video before, but I recently went through and redid my files for the lightsaber just to make it easier to print, more accurate, and honestly it took like half the time of my old one just because I've grown a little bit in my skills. It's for free on Thingiverse, Maker Lab, and printables if y'all want to download it. It's like 4 parts to print the broken version, and double that if you want to print the double-ended version. Doesn't take too much filament to print. I just loaded it up in Bamboo Slicer. You can see it takes about 100 G's to print, and you could probably get away with a little bit less if you drop the walls and infill and whatnot. It does take a 1/2-inch dowel to run through it. I just used a piece of aluminum rod that I got off Amazon. You can use wood or whatever, steel or threaded rod or something. I know people do stuff. Prints pretty fast. I printed it on my Bamboo P1S. Pretty simple as far as that goes. Not a hard print at all. You do want supports. I would not recommend supporting the holes for the dowels just because it's a little bit of a pain to get out of there. But you can see supports come off pretty easy. This is the dowel that I'm talking about. It just slides in the top, and then you can slide the grip section on, and then that little damaged part of the bottom of it. And I think tolerances are pretty good on this. I have it at about 0.52, just so that you have that extra 200 thou of tolerance for it, and that should give you a good squeeze on there to hold everything together. I didn't actually glue anything on just because it fit pretty tight, but you might want to throw some super glue or something on just to get it to hold nice and well. And you can see those emitter sections just pop on that end like that, and those are also a pretty good fit as far as everything that I've tested, and I put in this lightsaber out a handful of times. I painted it silver using this Rust-Oleum metallic finish. It's honestly one of my favorite just base metallic finishes, and I think they carry it at Walmart, and I think it's pretty good, especially if you give it a nice black base coat, which I didn't do for this just because the film was black. And as long as your print lines aren't egregious or nothing, you really don't got to sand too much because the weathering is just gonna hide most of that stuff. And for weathering, I just went through and brushed on raw black paint on this. Normally I do like water it down, but especially with these shiny metallic paints, if you water the paint down a little too much, it just runs right off and doesn't get into the crevices and stick and stuff. So I've noticed that if I just use just black paint and brush it on and then wipe it off real fast, like don't let that paint dry at all, then it gives me that good build up in all the recesses and stuff. And you can see I'm just using a little chip brush, brushing that all on there, wanting to make sure to get on all the crevices. I am also, just trying to make sure I get coverage on everything. I want to have my weathering a little bit as consistent as I can on everything, just so it matches up. And then I'm just using an old t-shirt that I use as like a rag around the shop, and I just go through and brush all that off. I'm streaking it in this, but you kind of want to go through and blot it just so you don't end up with streaks. I mean, unless that's your desired finish. I then used my torch to go through and kind of melt the ends where the emitter is damaged, and I just kind of like pushed them out a little bit just because that's kind of how it looks in the game. You can see here just heating it up a little bit. You don't want to heat it up too much, otherwise you're actually going to melt those parts. You can see it's smoking a little bit, so I probably did get it a little too hot, but I'm just kind of pushing it out just to give it that kind of like broken look. And then I went through and got some black paint and blotted it on those ends just to give it a little bit of a charred look. You could also try to burn it. I don't know, I haven't really tried burning plastic too much. I'm not sure how that outcome would look, but it might be a little more realistic. You can throw a clear coat on it if you want to preserve all that nice paint work. I didn't do that just because it's going to sit on a shelf, but honestly it's a pretty easy project, not too complicated at all, and pretty easy to get a good result. Definitely an upgrade from the last one that we made. I just want to say thank you all for helping me hit 120,000 subscribers. I mean, that's absolutely insane to me that we hit that. I've got a couple videos with a couple million views on them, which is absolutely insane to me. So seriously appreciate it. And if you want to see more, go check out some of my other videos. Have a good day and happy crafting.